Hey guys, I'm Donna from Talk Feel Change, and today I want to answer a question that I get asked a lot, which is how do you actually even go about processing or dealing with something in therapy? So as an online therapist myself, let me give you an example of a couples therapy session and how I would help that couple to process their incident in the therapy session. Okay, I'd start by giving each partner a chance to express how they remember the situation. And it's so important to note that our memories are not an exact recording of how something went down. Our memories are quite biased, and so it's very common for two people to remember the same incident happening quite differently. What's very important to me and to the process is for both people's experiences to be aired and for their partner to hear their experience of whatever the situation was. We may also then look at why this was so significant or so hurtful for each of them. And often you'll end up learning a lot more about your partner and what is really important to your partner this way, but you often end up learning more about yourself, and you can even end up surprising yourself. Let me illustrate this through an example. Okay, so for example, I had a client whose partner was really irritated with her because she refused to put the Christmas decorations away weeks after Christmas, and he just couldn't understand why. When we got a chance to reflect on this in our therapy session, she was able to look back and realize that her childhood had a lot of tension in it, and it was generally quite an unhappy home. But during Christmas, her family would somehow all pull together, and it was always a good time in her house. She realized that a big part of why she wanted to keep these decorations up for so long is to extend the Christmas time in her house now for as long as possible. And perhaps there was even a deeper belief that once the Christmas decorations had gone, she was really afraid that this would somehow bring a lot of tension and stress into the house. And before we discussed this together in therapy, she wasn't even consciously aware of this. But it gave her a lot more understanding about her situation, and it gave her partner a lot more empathy. And when he spoke about why the Christmas decorations upset him so much, he connected it to how incredibly stressed and frustrated he's feeling at the office, and how significant it is for him to come home to a house that feels safe and feels like his special safe haven. But with the Christmas decorations up, it made him feel more and more anxious because he really likes to have things put away. And weeks after Christmas, his anxiety and irritation was slowly increasing. And he was looking forward to coming home less and less, which was particularly difficult for him because he was having such a difficult time at the office as well. So we could see that this was also really important to him. Now, by each having spoken about their perspective on the situation and having looked at and felt their emotions connected to it, we were able to move the session towards change. And usually in a relationship, this is around some form of compromise. And in this situation, it was no different. They agreed to keep the decorations up 2 weeks after Christmas. And this would allow for her to extend that special Christmas feeling in the house. And it would also help him to know that there was going to be a limit as to how long the Christmas decorations would be left up. This is quite a simple example, but it's really just for you to get a sense of how something is processed in a therapy session. Now, pro tip for you: if you and your partner have tried to process something together, a good way to check whether or not it's been properly processed is to bring it up again at a later stage. And if you are both able to talk about it and maybe even laugh about it and not get back into the argument and for it not to bring up bad emotions again, then you have processed it. Cheers.